Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Elegant Magicks, the good society tale of incantations and infatuations in Bexley under Mount Whitebridge. Gets easier every time. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you if you're with us live on the Twitch. If you have caught us not live on the Twitch on VOD, still welcome. If you found us 5 years from now on YouTube, hello. We still love you and appreciate you for watching our content there. Speaking of YouTube, a lot of it is on there. Feel free to get caught up on your favorite shows here on the channel on the YouTubes. And also, come on by and chat with us about what you're watching on our Discord. We have one for game nights in general, as well as our RP server, GJK Worlds. You can check that out as well. And I'm so sorry. I'm very parched. Just give me just one.
Hey Sid, where'd you get that mug?
I am so glad that someone asked about this bit that I didn't tell anyone about. We also have merch. This is my amazing.
I need to stretch real quick and just.
Oh my goodness, Val, where did you get such an amazing shirt?
That I also got it on the GGK merch store. How about that?
What do you know? You should maybe check all of that out.
And okay. You got merch in different places.
Yeah, I was about to say, I got it at the mall, actually. It was really weird. Definitely check all of that out. Did I shill everything? I think I did. Channel announcements, however, tomorrow we will have regularly as scheduled Neon Souls at 8 o'clock Eastern. After that, we're taking a bit of a spring break. We will be, for the most part, dark on scheduled shows until May the 4th be with you. In between might be some video game streams, things like that. Just check out the Twitter, which you may also follow us on as well, for any info on that. But regular scheduled stuff will be dark until then, because, there's real life stuff and weather and nature and things outside these four walls. All right, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to have my beautiful cast introduce themselves. Please tell us who you are, tell us who you are playing this evening, tell us what they desire, and tell us where you can find you on the internet. Let's start with Val.
Hello, everybody. I am Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here normally Thursdays through Sundays, either playing in a game or running one. I will be running, and we will have Neon Souls tomorrow. It's going to be the last stream, I think, before our break. So you can join us for that. I run that game. It's a Cypher system. Cyberpunk RPG. Currently, we have split the party, and half the party is invading the moon, and the other half is going to a party to kidnap an important CEO or murder them. I haven't really figured out what y'all are gonna do yet.
Probably both.
Probably both. And then normally I run alternating games on Saturdays. Saturday Night's Apocalypse, both of them at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Saturday Night's Apocalypse, which is another Cypher system called Shotguns and Sorcery, running a group through a loose interpretation of the Princes of the Apocalypse campaign from Dungeon. It's very loose interpretation. Right now, Godzilla just erupted from the ground, and they're gonna team up with King Kong to go fight him. We're a little late on that Godzilla versus Kong SEO, but hopefully somebody's still interested in that. And then I also run Saturday Night Star Power, which is an Overarms campaign, which is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure inspired. And things are getting kind of crazy there too. That's too much for me to explain in any way that anyone who doesn't watch the show would make sense. Just go and check it out. It's a lot of fun. And tonight, I'm going to be playing Layrd Avalon Cross, who is the socialite. And their desire is to drive the family that looks down on you to self-destruction and ruin. That's
excellent. Me. Woohoo! Savvy.
Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets. You can find me here in all of the shows that Val just mentioned. I also run our long-running Monster of the Week campaign that happens on Sunday afternoons, Slaying 101, and I do other stuff on the internet. You can find me when I'm not here on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you can find me Monday nights on twitch.tv/Colonomicon playing Monster of the Week. But tonight I am playing Jessamine Booker, the tutor who wants to restore her family name and resume her place in society.
Excellent. RJ!
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. You can catch me on Mondays over at the Indoor Adventures channel, as I play Calum, a Shadarkai wizard. We just killed our Ranger's big bad. Our barbarian got abducted. So we have some downtime on our hands because LB isn't going to be here for a bit. So we haven't had downtime in 2 years, so this is going to be fun. You can catch me here on Thursdays, of course, as my character that I'm going to be introducing. Saturdays, alternating in Apocalypse, you can catch me as Yorha Vainglory, a Wildfire Druid? No, we're doing Shotguns and Sorcery now. Yeah, he's a Tiefling Wizard, and he likes to push himself with a spell. And on the other Saturday, Star Power as Fang Song, who is trapped for the time being. Also on Sunday mornings, you can catch me over at the Hype Goblins channel, where I play Rollin Grandbook, a Azamar cleric sorcerer, and all my guys are just tired this week, honestly. Especially so, my character tonight, Jarvis Hawke, who is the careerist, and their desire is to receive proposals from or make successful proposals to at least 2 eligible houses.
Yeah. Last but not least, Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex. OMG, it's some guy. You can find me on this channel a whole bunch. Tuesdays, I'm either running our Masks game or dying in our Cthulhu game, but then coming back because we've somehow Groundhog's Day ourselves. So that's exciting. Thursdays, I'm either Vincent the Wild Magic Sorcerer in Wild Space or my character in this. And Saturday, I'm in the Apocalypse game, Warforged Artificer Wizard. I'll also this week be returning to Neon Souls to finish up maybe, we'll see, my guest spot as Ace the Bounty Hunter. And then that brings me to tonight's character, where I am Mr. Bernard Sinclair, the new arrival, who wishes to enter into a marriage with someone who truly loves him without revealing his hidden wealth.
Yes. And I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at @GreekSid. I facilitate this game every other Thursday. I'm also over on Neon Souls playing Impulse. Impulse leads to lots of things, mainly wig bits. Sundays, playing both Isabel and spoilers for last week, Salagaz, she's back in Slaying 101. And on Saturdays, also doing the overarms as Penny. I love Penny, and man, we gotta get her camera back. Poor thing. But yeah, you can find me online for other things too when they arrive. I think we can go ahead and get started for this evening. We have a couple more actual visitations as opposed to the 8 event chapters that we had that we called visitations. Let's do a quick recap of everything that happened last time. Let's jump into... There we go. Last time on Elegant Magicks. we ended things with Jarvis sort of feeling at least some of the consequences of his his allegiances with the College of Wizardry. Less than we thought. Honestly, we didn't think he'd really make it out alive from that interaction, but managed to at least bring things down a little bit with Jessamine, who interrogated him and did not necessarily get all of the information that she was able to. Unsure as to why. There may be a magical element involved. We don't know. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, Bernie had to also feel the consequences of his shenanigans with the Arcanum to his aunt, and also pretend and keep up the ruse that he and Avalon are courting. But is it a ruse? I guess we'll have to see. So we got a little bit of that action over there at the Sinclair estate. Afterwards, Jessamine and Avalon had heart-to-heart. And then a little bit closer than that in a carriage, which was so much fun. And then we had some actual visitations. We had some girl talk and some catch up with Ophelia. We learned about Zachary, Jarvis's older brother, coming back into town and sort of recruiting Jarvis for a heist of some kind coming up in the upcoming weeks. And then Jarvis had a scheduled tea time with Mrs. Knox, the ambassador to the Fae courts in town, who asked Jarvis to do a job protecting whatever, apparently, Zachary wishes to steal. So we'll see how that goes as well. He did agree, and that's going to be fun. I think I hit all the finer points. So let's jump back in to some more visitation, shall we? We had several options. Let's review, shall we? We had fewer brunches than we originally thought. We thought we had like 8, but we really only have like 2. We do have the Duke and Jessamine, which will involve the entire cross estate, I'm sure. We had another meetup with Bernard and Skylar, dear friend. That might involve some Pegasi. I'm sure chat will be very happy about that. We also had some drinks with Jessamine and Bernard. We had Avalon and Ms. Ayers needed to discuss some Arcanum business. And then Bernie needs to convince everyone to actually come on some sort of holiday to the hot springs, as the invitation was put about last time. What would we like to start with? If no one has a preference, I'm just going to randomly point at something and we'll go from there.
It probably makes sense to start with one of the Bernard ones since he's got a couple.
Alrighty. Bernie, do you want to go Pegasi flying with Skylar, or do you want to grab drinks with Jessamine?
Probably Skylar first, so he can bounce ideas off of them, including drinks with Jessamine. So,
you need to prep. Understood. All right. Yep. Oh, then we find ourselves back at the Chessex gaming paddock with our favorite Pegasi. I'm sorry, I
What were
need to
they
stop.
called again?
I can't read chat while I'm running games. It's just
Icarus
not
and
allowed anymore.
Reginald, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Dang, that was so many sessions ago because so much has happened.
So much has happened.
Yes, Skylar's was Icarus, mine was Reggie.
Yes,
Reginald.
Reggie. And I don't remember which one was the Cockney one and which one sounded like George from season 1.
I think Reginald was George.
Yeah.
Reginald was George, okay.
Yeah.
And Icarus was the Cockney one. That one's not going to talk much because I feel like I need to warm up for the Cockney. It's fine.
We pay extra for these Pegasi's discretion. They can just pretend they're not there.
There you go. You arrive, you pay your fees, and you head off to your paddock with your Pegasi friends. We'll say that Skylar has beat you there, as they are very eager to discuss what in the world has been going on.
What do you think news of Bernard's imprisonment at the college would have made it out, or has it been kind of hush-hush?
Yeah, I think that's been pretty hush-hush, but, you know, Skylar probably got a note just like, or do you think otherwise, Sid?
Well, I will say that I did have the note that due to some unexpected side effects of some of your big magic to get out of there,
Yep.
you did have for the next several days that you would have an inordinate amount of attention on you.
Right, so I think Bernie tried to mitigate that by mostly staying at the Sinclair's residence, but I think that meant there were an awful lot of callers going and trying to get time with him. And he, for a while he tried to just say, oh no, I'm sick, but then his name was like, what are you doing? These are potential suitors, maybe, so get yourself out there.
Okay, so that's how it manifests. It's just everyone has Bernard on the brain, so he's been hounded with potential suitors. I like it. I'm going to say then that as you head toward the paddocks, several individuals also enjoying themselves are going to be very obviously eavesdropping on your conversations.
Skylar, good to see you.
Hello, Bernard. It's been a very long time. Anything new you want to address with me?
Yes, and don't worry, I'll get to that and fill you in, but perhaps we should take to the skies for that first. It'll be nice to get away. It's been just nonstop at Starlight Manor these past few days.
Well, all right. I have your Pegasi already saddled, so as I guess you say in the colonies, giddy up.
Yeah, we do, but that's generally with the horses who don't quite have the same intelligence. I kind of looking at the Pegasi. You know I would never say that to you, all right? I'm not that crass. But we can mount up and start flying, and once we're away from prying ears, conversation turns towards. So obviously that thing I wrote you about to be like, hey, in case I don't make it, that didn't happen. Everything's fine.
I can see that. Care to explain why I received that missive in the middle of the night and was up for the next 2 days worrying until you got back to me?
Right. I'm so sorry about that, but let's just say I was engaged in some activity that the college was frowning upon. And, well, yeah, things mostly worked out from that. Obviously, they didn't, disappear me, but,
Illicit things, the college. Bernard, what are you doing?
I was just getting up to some of my Yankee ways. You know how I am. No, I was seeking out some knowledge, some potential allies and opportunities when the college came knocking. And this is actually one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. In doing so, I found out that some of my other acquaintances are diametrically opposed to certain other acquaintances, and these are all individuals I wish to be, at the very least, amiable. I certainly hope that they can be more than that, but I find myself trying to figure out how to orchestrate a reconciliation of sorts between them without anyone chopping the other's head off. And I was hoping I might be able to talk this out with you.
Sure. Hypothetical situations, then. Where do you want to start?
Well, I'm thinking, and I've already sent out the invitations, but I'll be following up with everyone to convince them of it, that, a weekend away at the hot springs where my family has, a house would do everyone some good.
Okay, that's a good start. I hope you're not shacking all of them up in the same house. To be fair, if they are going to chop each other's heads off, you wouldn't want to keep the cutlery around.
Yes, I mean, we're not so, we don't have multiple houses there, but it is a rather spacious house, and so they can certainly keep to themselves if they so wish. But, I mean, yeah, it's all going to be under one roof.
Well, you have multiple options to try and get everyone to reconcile, though one of them might end up catastrophically failing. Drinks always tend to lift spirits and loosen lips.
Yep, definitely bringing plenty of alcohol.
Who exactly are you bringing to your vacation house?
Well, as it currently stands, it is the Layrd, one of the Laird's employees, who is possibly more than an employee, or at least, I certainly view her as more than just an employee. She may not be of the nobility, but there's just something to her that, I mean, I like her, so, we'll...
Bernard has a crush.
Hey, you know me, there's plenty of me to go around in that regard. But,
I think, in fact, there's too much of you to go around, Bernard.
I do my damnedest. But, then there's the, individual who, due to circumstances, found themselves on the outs with the others, and two of them had even been very good friends before this. I've not yet had the opportunity to talk with either of them and see how they are handling this turn of events, but I imagine that is where the largest conflict will lie.
Well, if either party really wants to make amends, they will do so. I don't think that's really your responsibility.
Right, and certainly not my responsibility, but because like I said, I wish them all to be to reconcile with each other, partially for selfish reasons, as I've got my eye on all of them for one reason or another, and so it would certainly make things easier for me if they didn't all despise each other.
Bernard,
Are you courting all of them? The Pegasus jumps in.
Yes, Reggie, that is the plan.
That's Icarus. Icarus is... Oh, no. It was. Was
Reggie,
it?
yeah,
Wait.
That sounded more like George than Cockney.
Oh, no. That was Cockney. Again, I'm terrible at all of these things. Don't judge me.
It's fine. You're good.
But yes, yeah, that, I suppose it doesn't do me much good to dance around that, especially when it comes to actually making it happen with them. But yes, that is the plan, to court all of them at the same time and do so successfully with their full knowledge of it.
Well, as long as everyone is consenting and you have this conversation, Good luck, Bernard.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it. Not gonna be able to make enough of my own luck to pull this off. Just on that.
All right. So, what else do you need to talk about?
I mean, that was mostly it. How do I get through the weekend getaway without there being one or more bodies?
Child-safe locks on all your weaponry?
We're all magic users, unless I, take away their implements. That's not gonna... yeah, that's a nice idea, but not going... Unfortunately, I don't see it as particularly viable.
Master Sinclair, if I may interrupt, I'm terribly
Of course.
sorry. I, of course, will not discuss any of these things outside of this. The Pegasus looks from side to side. Circle of trust. If you fully intend on courting all of these individuals at the same time, my suggestion would be complete and utter open communication. Also, it's probably a good idea for them not all to loathe each other, so you may have some work to do before setting this up.
Right, which, still got most of the week until the getaway, and I'm going to be visiting each one to convince them that this weekend getaway is a good idea. And hopefully
You have
lay
less
the
than a
groundwork.
week.
I think that was the timeline we'd set up, but yes, I realize it is rather daring of me to attempt that, but I also didn't want things to sit too long and allow the negative feelings to cement themselves.
Well, as Skylar has said, good luck. And turns forward.
All right, well, so sounds like I should be open about the courting bit with everyone probably before they're all in the same room together. Is that the consensus here?
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes, most certainly.
I had kind of been thinking I could save it as a something to diffuse any given moment of if they're at each other's throats, just be
Oops, surprise! I'm with all of you. Absolutely not.
I mean, I'm not with any of them yet, but
I think that's grounds for. Oh, there was a drama I read where a gentleman tried to court two people and they ended up together during a dance.
Oh, I think I read that one too.
What do you call it, Bernard? A bodice ripper?
right. I mean, that does remind me. I need to send you the next chapter. Get your opinion on it, so I can keep going forward. But
Could I share this with some of my other friends? You might need some more eyes.
yeah, of course. Always happy to get some more eyes on that bit of work.
Excellent.
But all right, so make sure everyone is going into this weekend eyes fully open to the intent of the weekend.
Both Pegasi nod like vehemently.
Skylar also nods emphatically.
Well, good we had this sanity check for the plan. Though I do think it may have blown up in my face, but it may have done something at the very least to have them on one location and force them to work things out that way. But no.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything, but hey, it'd at least be a hell of a story.
If anyone survived.
You know, your parents might... I don't want to tell your parents that you passed away trying to reconcile people you were trying to court. So please do be safe, Bernard.
Right. Well, if it's any consolation, I think my aunt would take some pleasure in trying to do that herself. You know, explain how I was such a, promising bachelor candidate amongst the people here, and it just was too much.
The stars are not aligned
Exactly.
for your line of courtship, Mr. Sinclair. I don't know how to replicate your aunt's voice.
That was a very good attempt. But, yeah, I mean, I will certainly be letting you know how the weekend goes. Again, assuming I don't screw things up and, put my whole foot in my mouth and choke on it.
It's a crass way of describing it. Bernard, be safe.
Don't worry, I will. As much as I joke about it, I don't want to screw things up that much. So I'll be sure to keep a level enough head to make sure no one gets hurt.
All right. You do know this means no alcohol for the duration of the trip until everyone is in agreement, right?
All right, yeah, I guess it's the smart play.
Good. That takes a bit off my chest. Now,
So,
come
what's
along.
new with you?
Oh, well, I was at the latest matchmaker's ball. Met a few individuals. Not quite my fancy, but if that's what they say, he's on my list. Very slim pickings, really.
Yeah, well, sorry I wasn't able to make that one. It's I'm pretty sure my aunt and her, the rest of her group, they say it's the stars and the moon and the planets and stuff, but I'm pretty sure they've got at least an eye to mortal politics as well.
Right.
So, well, you can, put some amount of stock in it. I wouldn't put total faith in what they say.
Well, other than that, nothing much, really. My life is very quiet, aside from the Pegasi riding and listening to your antics.
Well, I have a feeling that if this weekend goes well, there will be future Hot Springs weekends, but with more people invited, so you can look forward to that.
And indeed I shall. I did find a new spot out of Bexley that is gorgeous if you want to spend a bit more time.
Of course. Yeah, I've got my time is yours.
They'll fly around for the rest of the day.
Seeing the sights. The Pegasi tell you a little bit of gossip about how Sir Lucius is planning on opening another gaming paddock just outside of London, in fact. They're franchising. It's great. Wonderful. Anything else for our flying friends? I am definitely adding 2 wishes that we get Skylar married off. All right. Wonderful. 1 down. Okay. I feel like the ones that may take the most time will be the Duke at the cross state with Jessamine and the smash cuts of all of the invitations to the hot springs. So
I did just
Do we-
remember something that I don't remember if it was on your list.
Oh.
Didn't the Baroness ask Avalon to?
Yes, thank you, Baroness and Avalon. Because Avalon asked to see their mother. Yes. So we have that. Do you want the good meeting or the bad meeting, Avalon? Do you wanna chat with heirs, or do you want brunch with your mother? Take your
I'm trying to
time.
think.
It's a
They
big
could both-
decision.
They could both be interesting depending on the order they happened in. I think maybe maybe brunch with mother first.
All right. I think we might need a change in music for this one. Yeah, that seems appropriate. All right. Avalon, I'm assuming right on time, for the appropriate time that you set up with your mother, you step down to one of the dining rooms for brunch. Baroness, are you there early, on time, fashionably late?
Exactly on time.
Fucking of course.
Like to the
Okay.
second. The clock chimes and she's sitting down.
As usual, whenever the two of them sup together, the servants have laid out everything like a buffet and have gotten the fuck out of Dodge. They are not going to be in the same room. They have given you everything that you will need, and they have vacated the premises. They are gone.
There's a siren sounding in the distance.
Wee, wee, wee. And they bow and they close the doors.
Good morning, mother.
Is it?
I believe so, yes, last time I looked outside.
What is this business with this letter you've sent me? You can't come speak to your mother.
Well, we both know how busy you are. I figured it was most efficient for me to advise you directly of my intentions prior to speaking on the matter. Give you time to collect your thoughts and...
Well, me being busy has never stopped you before. All right. Spit it out. What do you want?
Should we not eat first and converse? I haven't asked you how your day's been, how the day finds you.
This day finds me with many people wasting my time, as usual.
Right. Well, as I said in my letter, which I believe I was very direct about, is I have thought for many hours on your expectations for me and my failures to meet those. So, I was hoping that this small gesture to aid in these matters might go towards mending our relationship and finding ourselves in a more mutually beneficial situation, especially with me being heir to the Cross estate and all that. Eventually, many years from now, I assume, you'll step down and I'll take over as head of the family. So it's only right that I start acting as such.
A bold assumption.
Which part?
One that I'll step down.
Even you can't live forever, Mother.
Two, very bold of you to assume that your responsibilities haven't already been given to someone else.
Do I have another sibling besides Morgan that I'm unaware of?
No, but you do have one very responsible sibling.
Morgan has been dutiful in her studies, but she is still very young, and
Well, like you said, if you're expecting me to step down or die, I expect it to be many years from now.
perhaps, and she may prove herself to be a more suitable heir to the family name.
Yes, she might.
Have I so tarnished myself in your eyes that there's no room for any redemption?
What sort of redemption do you look for?
Whatever trivial tasks that go along with being Laird or Baroness that you do not wish to sully yourself with.
The crosses do
Start there.
nothing trivial, Avalon.
You know what I mean, though. I'm sure there's something that I could start with.
What is your game here?
I don't know what you mean.
Is it the money that you're after? I'm not going to leave you to starve.
No. I had no predilection that you would in any way disinherit me. This is not coming from a place of fear for my own well-being. I wish to see the cross name continue to live on, and in such high regard as it currently is.
Fine. I don't trust you, but there are meetings at the college that I desperately don't want to go to. You'll attend them in my stead. And you won't mess them up.
Of course not.
You'll conduct yourself as a cross should. Finally.
I can do that. And hopefully, when word reaches you of my behavior at these meetings, you will begin to trust that my intentions here are nothing more than I have already laid out.
Eat. Don't pay for all this food for it to go cold.
Yes, ma'am. I assume they eat in silence for the next 30 minutes or so.
Absolute silence. That it?
That's all Avalon wanted.
The coldest, frostiest, most awkward brunch. I thought the last meal that they had was the they keep topping the awkward level.
Avalon's just trying to be a good child
That's so untrue.
and has no other intentions
Well,
here.
guess what?
No
We're about to
ulterior
find out
motives.
about them because the chat has redeemed a mini monologue for Avalon right now.
Ugh.
Thanks, Mecca.
Do it.
Can I not make this a mega monologue and just do my normal monologue? Okay, yeah. I don't know if I'd say that was easy, but it seems like it worked. She is well trusted by the college. If I can garner the same respect in her stead, perhaps I can find out more about what's going on here. Gods, this is awkward. I don't think I have anything more than that. I think that's just it.
Perfect. Thank you. Was that Mecca? Of course it was.
It was
Thank you, Mecca. Mecca drops a cipher somehow. What? No, it's not. It's not possible.
It's a grenade.
No. Amazing. Thank you, Mecca. Leaving the utter painful silence of this brunch, let's do Jess and Bernie. Jess and Bernie drinks? That needs to be a little different. Let's do that one. How does this one get set up? I believe in letters. Perhaps there was a date and a time.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And at the Empty Raven?
I think we've previously established it's the only pub in town.
It is. I didn't know if we were having it at someone's estate or just at the pub.
Yeah, just the pub for now, knowing that it is kind of Jess's turf and wanting to, being mindful of that, especially because Bernard is landed and being aware of the station's like, okay, no, we'll do this where your cousin can beat me up if I overstep.
Excellent. Well, the date arrives again. I will ask early, on time, fashionably late.
Fashionably late.
Nice.
I think Bernie was a little early to the meeting time, and so probably has had a drink or so and chatting with Heidi in the meantime.
Does Heidi know that this is happening, Jessamine?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Then yes, Bernard, you are greeted by a knowingly smiling Heidi, who will get your drink. And were you hoping to use the back room? Or
Well, I don't know if it'll come to that yet, but maybe keep it open because there are certain matters that your cousin and I will likely be discussing. But no, for the most part, this is just she and I getting drinks in a non-stuffy atmosphere.
all right then. Any matters that I should know about?
Oh, I'm assuming she came here, the night of however many days ago it was at this point.
She stares at you.
So I take it by that reaction, you may be wanting us to use the back room.
Go.
Leaves basically the cost of another drink on the bar as he takes his drink back there.
She just nods and watches him go. Jessamine arrives. He's in
Cousin.
back.
What's that look?
What exactly is this?
Oh, I've no idea.
Be careful with that one.
Of course.
Pours her a drink.
Thank you.
Eyes her as well.
Should I just take the bottle?
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, my love. I know. I'll go back
Doesn't
to it.
even make it like it doesn't try to be sneaky about the fact that she goes back and immediately follows you to her peephole where she can look back there and make sure everything's on the up and up.
Do this the old-fashioned way. Walks in, glass and bottle in hand.
Ah, Miss Booker, I see we're going straight to the bottle.
Courtesy of my cousin.
Ah, yes, I fear I might have annoyed her more than I meant to.
No, she's rather easily annoyed.
Right, well, I hope the tip I left at least somewhat mollifies her, but
So, what's the impetus for this invitation?
I just, as I told her, I figured it was time we had a chance to talk outside of either, stuffy high society events or clandestine back alley, high danger scenarios.
With Lady Cross's tutor.
Well, I certainly you've caught my eye at the events, and certainly after that evening. I want to get to know you. Is that an issue?
No, not at all. Not for me, anyway. I can't say what it'll do for your standing.
You don't need to worry about my standing, but I appreciate the thought.
Is that so?
Yes, listen, I don't care too much about what my standing is here. I know enough to keep myself appearing respectable and being respectable, but it's not the end all be all for me.
You must have a very cushy spot, then.
Oh, you would not believe me if I told you.
Then tell me.
Well, you were at the lecture. I mentioned some of my business dealings. From my own private ventures, I am certainly making enough money that I don't need any of my family's money.
Well, good for you then.
Thank you. I mean, I always feel a little awkward just saying it out there like that, which is part of why I tend to keep it hush hush. But I mean, it is what it is, and I'm, like I said at the lecture, I'm making sure all my employees are well taken care of, and it's it's not just sitting in a bank somewhere for its own sake.
Are you here to get to know me personally, or are you trying to hire me, Mr. Sinclair?
No, personally, I'm sure I could use a woman of your talents, but that was not the intent of this evening. No.
Right.
I already feel like I'm on the back foot, and I think it's because I let Heidi bully me into coming back here.
Oh yes,
I
you
intended
absolutely
us to
can't
just-
let her do that.
Right. Noted for the future, but I also imagined we would want to discuss some of what happened that evening, and so probably better not to do that out at the front bar.
Ah, yes. Well, what would you like to discuss?
I mean, would you like to start with that evening, or should we get to actually talking some?
It's your event, Mr. Sinclair.
Please, just, can we at least tonight try just Bernie or Bernard, if that's more comfortable?
All right. Bernard?
And may I call you Jessamine or Jess, or would you prefer Miss Booker?
Jessamine is fine, thank you.
It's a lovely name for a lovely woman.
Thank you.
But See, I kind of came here with like a plan. I mean, that makes it sound too manipulative, but I had an idea of, what we would talk about and how we would get to know each other. And, now that you're here, it's just all poof.
Does this work on all of the women you invite to back rooms or bars?
You would be surprised how often it does, but I assure you this time I'm not playing that. I've done it before and it has worked, but that's not what's happening tonight.
I'll drink to that. What do you wish to know, Mr. Sinclair? Bernard.
Yes, well, I suppose this will be a central topic of conversation, but I wish to know, your relationship with Morgan Cross, with Avalon, and with Mr. Hawke, or at least what it was before the events of that evening.
Fair enough. I'm Morgan's tutor. I care for her, accompany her to events. I don't really know what else you wish to know.
I mean, that is fair. I mean, you certainly seem to have genuine affection for the girl, and something perhaps a bit more than someone in your station might normally have for their charge. And I think that's admirable, but
Yes, I do find him often capable of empathy.
I can't tell if you're making fun of me or not.
I usually am.
Well, I usually deserve it.
I work for Laird Cross. Technically their mother, but I find they are more present than the Baroness.
And I'm sure a much more pleasant employer.
Yes. Although I'm pretty sure anyone would be a more pleasant employer than the Baroness.
Got that right.
What? She pays well. And she leaves me
You
alone.
hear from the bar, ha! As Heidi is just very obviously eavesdropping on both of you.
Don't say anything you don't want my cousin to hear.
Noted.
Mr. Hawke is a bird of a different colour. We were
So
friends
I've heard-
once.
Once, but no more, I take it?
I don't know. Things have become complicated of late. As you well know.
Right. I personally don't bear him much ill will for his role in events that evening. He was put in a difficult position, and you should have seen his face when he realized who I was.
I'm sure it was quite something.
But I gather you've talked to him since then?
We spoke, yes. Late.
And he's still alive?
He is. Luckily for him. It's very complicated. Our relationship always has been.
Right, well, that is one of the things I wanted to talk with you about. I'm seeking to try and simplify some of the relationships with the people we've been discussing. I would very much like it for you, myself, Jarvis, and for Avalon to at least be on speaking terms again, if not some level of friendship again. I understand it may be much more difficult for you and for the Laird, but it is, for somewhat selfish reasons, something I would like to make happen.
Go on.
Right. Come on, Bernie, they said just be out with it. This may be a bit more of a I hope it's not a shock, but maybe a surprise. But Miss, you see Bernie straighten up, think about it, take a drink. Gonna say something, take another drink.
Should I be drinking for this as well?
Maybe, though I hope you won't need it, though you probably shouldn't be drinking when I say this next bit. Miss Booker, it is my desire and intention to court you.
Very straightforward.
Yes, well, that will help set the stage for the next sentences. It is also my desire and intention to, at the same time, and with everyone's awareness and consent, to court Avalon Cross and Jarvis Hawke.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep. It is I understand this may not be how things are typically done over here, but it is I wish to court you and Avalon and Jarvis at the same time.
The end goal being?
Some level of stability amongst all of us. I'm not so arrogant as to think I can know exactly how that combination of personalities and interests will play out, but like I said, at the very least, I would like it if you all would not murder each other on sight.
I would like to play a monologue token on Jessamine right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Perhaps I will visit America. Not what I expected. Not remotely what I expected. I don't think there is a universe in which I could have expected that. Oh, I wouldn't miss this for the world. Mark
Thank
what
you.
I've monologued.
Marty monologue. Well done.
Yes. Have I monologued?
Yes, RJ.
And I spend a monologue token to find out what Heidi's thinking.
Have we ever done that for a connection before?
I think we should be able to.
Yeah, fuck it, sure. Why not?
Cool.
We all have to monologue anyway.
All right. Here's that. Wait, what? All of them? In order to find one. Oh no. Oh, all of them. Oh. 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 I think I'd like to visit America. That's it.
I love all the uses of the word "oh." Like half of that monologue was the same word, but it gave off so many different meanings in that. That was so good.
Thank you.
Heidi and Jess are going to America.
Yeah, he is.
Don't worry, I can bring America to the two of them.
Excellent. Excellent.
I think I might have killed Sid with that one.
I'm good. Continue.
I totally lost what I was going to say. Um,
I'm imagining Jess is still recovering from choking on her drink a bit.
probably.
Right. Well, I suppose this is about what I expected at this point, but I mean, you got my letter about going on to the hot springs for the weekend, and you can see now why I, certainly wish everyone to, like I said, not murder each other on site once we get there. But I also would like everyone to be aware of what I've just told you before we get there.
Exactly what kind of weekend is this, Bernard?
It's not, based on your tone, it's not quite what you're thinking. It is an opportunity for the four of us to, one, make sure that everyone is, again, not going to kill each other on site and maybe work out any lingering frustrations or negative feelings in a location that is not Bexley and will be, possibly seen by everyone else in society here.
Do you expect us to have a lot of frustrations to work out?
I can imagine, but it may also be my imagination running a bit wild.
Oh, I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Right. I think this conversation is going well? Question mark? He says out loud.
We're not in class.
Right. I'm just this is a bit new for me.
It's a bit new for Bexley.
Right. Well, I am. Since the moment I got here, I knew I was going to be bringing new ideas to Bexley. It's this one I was not sure how much this one would show up, but it's.
As long as everyone is aware, it's no business of mine to tell you you can't. So long as everyone is afforded the same opportunity.
Of course. I mean, come from America, the land of opportunity. I'm well practiced in making sure everyone gets enough opportunity.
I like you.
That is certainly a relief to hear. Kind of throw a wrench in things if that weren't the case.
Indeed. All right. Weekend at the hot springs, then. Sounds lovely.
And you don't immediately foresee any issues with having Avalon or Jarvis along as well?
No, I don't.
That's a bit of a relief to hear.
Well, not for me, anyway. I can't speak for the two of them.
Nor would I expect you to, but any insight would be greatly appreciated.
I think I'll let you speak with them.
And I do fully intend to, but that smirk worries me a little bit.
It should.
Right. I maybe biting off more than I can chew tonight, but well, it's never stopped me before. But well, I guess now that is, I don't want to say out of the way because that sounds like it's belittling it, but now that that's out on the table, is there, I'd still very much like to get to chat with you, get to know you a bit. Is there anything you wish to know about me?
Oh, quite a bit.
Well, I'm an open book. You all right over there, Heidi?
Continue!
I think they probably just talk for a long time.
Anything else for that evening?
I don't think Bernie's going to push his luck that much, so he's not going to raise the possibility.
I think they just talk and have a few drinks.
Drinks and conversation into the evening. I would say at some point Heidi just joins you because she might as well, as she's, listening to the conversation the entire time.
I'm gonna just put this out there. Heidi and Jessamine together is probably a nightmare for everyone else. Especially drinking.
Heidi will play nice because she's actually very interested to hear more about America because she apparently didn't know a lot about it originally.
Yeah.
So she'll definitely pepper in some questions.
Yeah. And much like with Skylar, Bernie will say eventually, assuming we all survive this upcoming weekend, maybe future Hot Springs weekends, and you'll probably find yourself invited to that as well.
I'll take your word for it.
Heidi moving up in the world. At least I work for someone rich.
I'm exactly where I need to be in the world. Really.
And it is a wonderful place you're in.
I like to think so. Gives Jessamine an eye. Finishes off the rest of the bottle and gets you all another one. Excellent. If there's nothing else, we'll let them drink the night away. And let's move to Avalon and Ayers at the college. Avalon, you sent out your missive to Ayers. I believe she just agreed, so you guys have your set time. Where would that be? Where is your meet up?
I was deciding whether it would be at the college or somewhere else, but I think for safety, it would have to be somewhere else.
Okay.
I mean, the Arcanum probably has, we had our one meeting spot. Obviously, that has been now
burned,
compromised. So I was assuming there must be other spots around town.
Ooh, okay. This could be fun. So other just hidden away little areas where sort of masking or cloaking magics have already been set up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Where would that be? Let's say this one. I like the idea of this one being somewhere in the open air. Let's say there's a lovely orchard on the edge of one of the main roads in town. And you make your way. There's even like a bit of a sort of a short fence, like a stone wall. And to sort of hop that and head over toward a particular apple tree, which, if you go clockwise around it, opens to a small room that was created for the Arcanum's purposes, and Ayers is seated there waiting, and apparently just has parchments, like she's grading papers while she waits for you, basically.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you're already here. Busy.
As always.
Right. Sorry for the short notice on all of this.
I'm just glad to hear that nothing too... I won't even say untoward. That was a complete and utter clusterfuck. But I'm glad you are safe.
Yes. I am. Managed to avoid any potential complications for the event from what transpired, so that was good. Seems like everyone else, most people were lucky in the same regard. I didn't receive any word that anyone had been apprehended, other than...
Well, there were at least 4 individuals that were. I believe a 5th, but they were released. And then the others were also released the next day.
Did you find any information on what they asked or what they said?
They were all interrogated quite thoroughly, to my knowledge, but they all said that they were there for late night tailoring and stuck to that story rather strictly. I was not privy to the conversation that freed them, but they were all cleared and allowed to leave.
All right. It's very suspicious, given the
Extremely.
circumstances. Do you know anything about... Orb-Weaver was there, and I know there must have been some other higher-ups present. But they all left prior to the college's arrival. Meaning they must have had some foreknowledge of it.
Potentially. To be frank, I would understand if, given even a short bit of notice, the 4 and the Advocate would need to be safely hidden away, regardless of what happened to anyone else. I don't like it. It seems unjust. But I understand why.
Still, it does raise some troubling questions.
Yes.
I need to find out more about what happened and figure out the pieces, put this together. Even if it turns out that they evacuated so that they could be safe and the rest of us were left to our own devices and there was nothing more nefarious than prioritizing the many over the few.
Unfortunately, my lad, I believe other than the 4, if I may be frank once again, you would be the next most senior member of the Arcanum in my acquaintance.
Right. Which is why I wanted to meet with you. Can I play a token for this for some Arcanum lore?
Ooh, okay.
Situations. So we haven't really talked much about like how the Arcanum is set up and how they operate and how like the 4 were elected and all that sort of stuff. But maybe there is some sort of like I was thinking about some sort of like emergency protocol where like with a majority vote or enough like people's support that they could show some sort of like vote of what am I trying to say? Like vote of no confidence in the leadership and like
Oh,
nominate
okay.
a new member of the four or something like that. So
Ooh.
that's what I was considering. I don't know like what that would be called, or if we just call it a vote of no confidence.
We can be pretty straightforward with it. We can come up with a cool name for it later, but yeah, the Arcanum seems to operate fairly democratically. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So like the
Let's-
four people that are in charge were like the most senior people, and they were elected to those positions. But like, if a group, if a large enough faction believes that they are not, so maybe like if enough people support you in this motion, then a full vote is called, and
Mhm.
to replace or re-elect the leadership, other than the advocate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. I like this. I like this a lot. Canon. Established. Spend your token.
Done.
It goes into the ether.
Good, because we
Gone.
all have 10.
It has disappeared.
Ugh. So Avalon says, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to call this to speak with you. I was hoping that you might support me in gathering enough votes or supporters for a vote of no confidence in our current leadership.
We've all for the entire four.
Well, I'm not sure. Orweave was the only one I knew that was there. So I believe they would be the subject of my inquiry and would have the most, I believe we'd have the most support for removing from their position. And I know this sounds self-serving, but if I was elected as a member of the Four, then I would have more information and be able to better ascertain what the current situation is and the standing of the Arcanum. My concern at this point is that members of the college may have infiltrated our ranks and may be using the Arcanum for their own purposes.
That seems improbable, but not impossible, I suppose.
If you think about it, it's the most effective way of dealing with dissenters. Everyone in the Arcanum believes, represents the loudest and most active members of our community in wishing to rid ourselves of the college, or at least reform it. And if the college has infiltrated, especially the upper echelons of the Arcanum, then they'd be able to herd us, essentially, for their own purposes, making sure we don't interfere in events that are important to them.
That is literally one of the most terrifying thoughts I've ever heard.
Right. I believe I've proven myself to be in full support of the cause, and I believe others would support me in this motion. But I would need your help as well.
Well, if you intend to replace all of the four, that would be Orbweaver, Vixen, Elephant, and Rabbit. Do you have any suppositions of who those individuals might be?
I thought initially that I knew who Orbweaver was, but it appears that my guess might have been wrong. So I don't know. This is difficult for me because Orbweaver was the one that invited me to join and initiated me into the Arcanum, so I don't want to believe that they're responsible for this, but I also have the most grounds against them to support this motion.
If you intend to upend all four, you will need 3 more to nominate.
Right. I have no other idea who that would be.
Of course, my lad, you would have my full support. But we should think through this further, I think.
Yes. Discuss it with those you trust. I'll do the same. We can reconvene on the matter in a few days.
I don't think any of my... I've brought 2 into the fold, and neither of them would be an appropriate recommendation to the post, unfortunately, but we at the very least can drum up more support for you.
I'll speak to others that might be interested in the post and see whether they support my plan.
I'll look into this further, this potential mole within the college.
You're probably one of the most situated to gather information on this, so anything you learn, please let me know. I will be, as it turns out, attending some functions at the college in coming days. I have ingratiated myself enough with my mother to sit in her stead at some meetings, so maybe I shall learn something there.
How bitter does that taste, my lad?
I washed my mouth out twice already after the meeting, and I believe I might be in line for a third.
Well done. Is there anything else you would wish of me?
No. Thank you for meeting with me. I'll let you carry on so your absence is not suspected, and we'll reconvene here 2 days, same time.
Of course. I'll leave first. Wait a few moments if you don't mind.
By all means.
Rolls up her parchment. It sort of poofs away. And she exits.
Avalon waits for a moment, and then leaves as well.
And she is gone from your sight and disappeared into the ether. with that bit of intrigue, why don't we go ahead and take our break? And when we return, why don't we set up for a wonderful brunch in celebration of the arrival of the Duke Jimothy. Thank you for sticking around with us so far, everyone. We shall take a quick break, bio break, refresh your drinks, refresh yourselves, stretch, take your meds, get something to eat, and we shall return very shortly. Stick around. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for sticking around with us. We have had our break. We have done bio stuff. We have refreshed our drinks. I'm just gonna put this right here.
Would you hold that baby up to the camera? Let's see that guy.
Oh,
look at him.
Bye, fly, ready to die.
Look at
the fucking
it.
time.
You can also get that on a tank top. Just saying.
I have that coming in the mail shortly.
So do
I'll be wearing
I.
it all the time.
And a t-shirt, I think.
I think I'm going to also order a hoodie of Roll for Smut. All of these things are available in the merch store. Come check it out, everybody. They're the best. I don't think I will ever drink anything except out of this mug. I'm going to be doing a lot of dishes. All right. So we are knee deep in visitations right now, and it is time for a heavily anticipated, especially at the Cross Estate, brunch, where the Crosses shall be having the Duke Jimothy Northshire coming over at remarkably the behest of their tutor, Ms. Jessamine. However, since this one might go a little long, and we didn't want to exclude a member of the group here, for a token, I had a suggestion that RJ could, due to a new work situation, you could accompany the Duke as the steward of the Duke, Mr. Von Karma could now be an employee of the Duke. What do you think, guys?
I'm pretty sure Von Karma is not full up on tokens.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he's on the sheet.
I don't think he is either, because he's technically an NPC. So we're gonna have to make him a connection now. He's officially graduated. Are we all amenable with that?
He's lived long enough that he could take off the red shirt.
Excellent. Lord Manfred. So, I would assume that this day would begin very early. The servants are in disarray, rushing around, dusting, cleaning, moving the best furniture. And in fact, Jessamine, you are awoken early by two servants. You would know them, that generally attend to Morrigan, who have, at the behest of the Baroness, been sent to your room to make sure that you look appropriate for the day's activities.
Excellent.
So they, help you dress, help you set your hair, and you are, in fact, excused from your duties with Morrigan for the morning. Morrigan can do what she'd like amidst the hubbub. And Laird Cross. The estate is aflutter with activity. Are we just gonna wait until the Duke arrives? Anything in between?
So Morgan is definitely trying to sneak into the kitchen and grab some sweets or some snacks in the meantime.
Easily enough done, as everyone is very much harried and multitasking.
I feel like Jessamine has told Ophelia just every once in a while just to like leave some sweets on a shelf and just not look at that shelf.
Of course, Morgan doesn't know this. She thinks she's
Exactly.
figured out the blind spot.
She thinks she's so sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Have Jessamine and Avalon seen each other since the carriage ride?
Have they?
I feel like it's funnier if I say no.
Yeah.
Then I would like to spend a token that as soon as you are brushed and polished and perfected, Jessamine, the servants sort of rush you out and let you know that the Baroness wishes to speak with you before the Duke arrives. Come. And they'll rush you out of your room. And I'd like to spend a token for Avalon to be right there.
In the hallway or with the Baroness?
In the hallway.
Okay. Sort of. I think Avalon has like some papers that they've been they're like sorting through and looking ledgers and stuff, and then kind of like stumbles to a stop, and Caesar says, "Oh, morning."
Good morning, Laird Cross.
Good morning, Miss Booker. You look well, you look wonderful today.
Thank you.
Everything
Thank you.
on track for... Yes, I assume she sent... are the servants still there? Have they moved on?
No, they're there. They're just standing off to the side.
It seems she sent her very best to tend to you. I won't get in your way for your brunch today. I guess I will see you at the meal.
I look forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, quite. Oh, I'll move out of your way. Just kind of like shuffles to the side.
Come, miss, come. They will shuffle you downstairs.
Gives a
I
few
won't-
looks as she passes, but nothing else.
I won't make you talk to yourself
Okay.
necessarily, Savvy. But shall we say that the Baroness, at the very least, lets Jessamine know her expectations for the day?
Oh, yeah. In a very curt... conversation's not the right word. I don't think Jessamine says anything.
Excellent.
Lecture?
There we go. Appropriate behavior, expectations, and
Not that she needs it. I hate the Baroness and I am her.
I know. It's awesome. And I'd also like to spend another token for the Baroness to say that if things go well on this brunch, that she may have a very serious conversation in the way of a family discussion for Jessamine. heavily implying that if things were to go well, perhaps Jessamine might like to join the Crosses. But without actually saying that. Are you amenable to this?
I'm extremely amenable to this.
Take a token.
I cannot.
Give it to the Baroness.
It's been destroyed. Oh,
Sorry, I have the token. It's right here.
I eat them
It's
for
gone.
power.
Lovely. She will, I assume, brush away any dust or fuzzes that aren't actually there on Jessamine's bodice, sit her appropriately in a chair very forcibly, and await the arrival of the Duke. Right on schedule. The Duke shall arrive. I need something a little more. Let's see. Sure. We'll go with this one. Quite the hubbub. The Duke arrives with none other than Lord Manfred von Karma in tow. The servants arrive into the salon where the Duke is to be brought and announce his arrival. The Duke Jimothy Northshire and his esteemed steward, the Lord Manfred von Karma. Which is surprising to most of you. They enter the room. The Duke looks resplendent in their military finest as well. Enters the room, gives a deep bow to the Baroness. Avalon, are you here? Did you sneak in?
if it's a family brunch, or is it how many of the Crosses are in attendance?
I
Is Morgan
believe
there too?
Yes, Morgan will be there as well.
Then I assume Avalon was probably told to be there.
Directed to be
yeah.
there.
Then
Excellent.
Avalon will be there.
Excellent. Then the Duke will bow to the Baroness, bow to Avalon, will bow low to Morgan, who I assume is still not feeling 100% and seated, so he shall bow low over her hand, and then attend to Jessamine. Thank you, all of you, so much for having me. It is such a pleasure to see you once again, Ms. Booker.
The pleasure is mine, my lord.
Oh, forgive my manners, of course. I don't know if you know my my new steward as of late. This is Lord Manfred von Karma. Von Karma, this is Ms. Jessamine Booker, and of course you know the Baroness, the lad, and Miss Cross as well.
Lord von Karma will give a deep bow. He, in stark contrast to Lord Northshire, he is dressed simply in blacks, and in from underneath his cape, he's holding a velvet red tome. It is a pleasure to see you again, Miss Booker.
You as well, Lord von Karma.
Oh, you are acquainted?
Yes, we met once before.
Lord Northshire, might you want the appropriate gifts for the crosses?
Oh, yes, of course. This is why he is my steward now. He is so officious. Please.
He will let the tome hover in front of him, flip the cover and the pages. You hear the rattling of the paper, and in front of Morgan, Avalon, Jessamine, and and Lady Cross, there are parcels that are wrapped and bowed.
A token of our appreciation for your marvelous hospitality.
Morgan goes to open hers, like realizes for a second, looks at the Baroness, it's like, can I? Or if she needs to restrain herself from opening it right then and there.
If it is all right with your mother, please, absolutely.
She'll probably just let it go.
Morgan giggles and claps, but then it's like, oh, right, this is an important person, and tries to very primly and delicately unwrap the parcel.
Inside is a small, like, what's the word? Like cartoonish looking bat plushie that will kind of weakly hover and then plop down into Morgan's lap.
This is so lovely. Thank you ever so much.
Who's next?
Oh, well, thank you very much. Very, like, tries to be as... trying to think of how you open a package with poise and dignity, but Avalon tries to do that.
There's a seam that you can just pull and then it all comes apart.
Okay. Pulls the seam.
For Avalon, it is well, Von Carmel will say as you're opening it, silver ring mined off the coast of Africa. Very rare material. Could
Thank
be
you very
useful
much.
in your style of magic.
Yes, I see you've done your homework. Thank you very much. This is beautiful.
Not at all.
Have the Baroness open hers.
A bottle of Italian wine imported. Rich, full body. A bit of a nutty flavor. Pairs well with dessert.
Thank you.
You forgot the most important part. It is only one of 2 of that vintage still available. The other is at my estate.
I would imagine nothing less.
Of course. Sorry, she's the worst. Sorry.
And then Jessamine.
For Jessamine, there is it's almost like a small batwing brooch, like a cloak clasp with a ruby near the joint.
Oh, it's just lovely.
Does not have any magical properties to it, but it is in fashion in some places.
Thank you very much. I shall wear it with honor.
I wouldn't go that far.
You are too modest, Manfred, of course. And the ruby shall set off your beautiful hair quite nicely.
Thank you.
Well, the Duke remembers himself and sits down, motions Von Karma to do the same.
Follows suit.
Well, it's a beautiful estate. You will notice that the Duke is a little awkward. And in fact, it's not normally a thing for someone to bring their steward to visit on an occasion, but you gather that it's probably because he needed like a security blanket of like someone to keep the conversation going.
I admire the architecture of the dining hall. Chandelier, in fact, pure crystal.
The Baroness just nods. She super does not want to be here, obviously.
Yes, I believe our great grandmother was responsible for its procurement, if I remember correctly.
Your great-great-grandmother, my lord.
Yes.
Yes, lovely, quite lovely.
So, my lord, you were in the service?
Yes, for several years. Made my way to a colonel. It was difficult work, but we are always here to serve the monarch, of course.
Quite the accomplishment.
My lord has gained several medals of honor from his service.
Really, it was nothing, just my duty.
Against my advisement, he regrettably did not wear any of them.
Oh. Seems silly, really, to wear one's accomplishments upon one's chest. Seems rather of a braggadocious thing to do.
One should have pride in their work, sir.
I'm going to have to agree with Lord Von Karma.
Okay, pride is one thing. Garish, flashy medals are another thing entirely.
Well, I'd love to see them sometime.
Well, of course, I do keep them in a place of pride in my study. I would love to show them to you sometime.
That sounds lovely.
Shall I fetch them for you, sir?
No, Von Karma, no need. Come. Takes out a handkerchief, begins to dab himself a little bit.
Small bit of prestidigitation to just dry him off a little from under the table.
How much would Morgan have been warned to be like, you are here to be seen and not heard today? Or...
I mean extensively, but Morgan's gonna do what Morgan's gonna do, so...
Yeah. Oh. Is she foolish enough to do this, though?
Do it!
So I think when there is a lull in the conversation, she'll kind of, she's been playing with the bat plushie, and, Your Grace, is the bat an animal of your house, or is it because your steward's a vampire?
Morgan.
I'm terribly sorry.
No, not at all.
You can't just ask people if they're a vampire.
I thought the paleness give it away.
The thought that I gave it away, and he'll give a small smile and fangs.
I think she briefly hides behind the bat, but then slowly peeks over to look at the fangs.
I did allow Lord Von Karma the liberty of assisting me with the gift giving. However, no, bats are, well, always have been a favorite animal of mine, I would say. It seems purely coincidental, my dear. Well, there were such lovely gardens on the way here. Perhaps someone would care to walk in them.
Von Karma will give him a affirmative head nod, like, yes, you're doing great.
I think Avalon leans over to Morgan, like, while the conversation really sputters to a start, leans over and like points over to I imagine like there's some like grand mirrors and stuff in the hall to like make it seem larger and stuff, and like points over one of the mirrors so you can see the table and you don't see Von Karma in the mirror, and like points back like to just get her focused on something else or just to entertain her during the brunch.
I love it.
If you would like to see them, I could show you around the grounds and the gardens.
That would be lovely, thank you. If the Baroness and the lad do not mind.
Not at all.
Be our guest.
Can I do something to
Please do.
cause a lot of drama potentially?
Yes, please.
Trying to marry a duke.
I don't exactly know. So I have a rough sketch in my mind of how this plays
Okay.
out. But I wanted to spend one of Avalon's negative tags for this.
Oh.
And honestly, it could be either one of them because they have impetuous and incompetent. That one of the, I guess the not the serving staff, but like one of the caretakers or one of the servants comes in who was perhaps cleaning out one of the carriages and found like a piece of jewelry or clothing or something like that in the carriage and like comes to bring it to the Baroness's attention, maybe saying something. It was like, this was found in the Laird's carriage upon returning with Miss Booker the other night, and this is gonna impact Jessamine too, so I don't know if I need to spend a token in addition.
I would say, well, technically that is a token. The tag counts as a token too.
Okay.
So I would say yes, you can go ahead and spend that.
Okay.
If Jessamine is amenable to that.
Do it.
Spend it. Take the token. God damn it.
What
I
would
need
it
more
be that was like left behind? I was thinking it has to be something damning enough to like cause the Baroness to really like suspect something.
Y'all are really trying to sit here and make me talk to myself.
Well, I imagine
no,
while
so
this is
I am gonna
evolving-
say I was about to say yes. I want Jessamine and the Duke and Von Karma to have left to
Great.
go to the gardens at this point,
Love it.
and then they can come in. Yes.
Great.
because they wouldn't interrupt the brunch itself.
No, of course not. Like a garter, like what? Like what? She wouldn't leave her gloves, obviously.
No.
Those got burned.
Yeah, she didn't have gloves.
Yeah, those are gone.
On the way
Those are
back.
gone, yeah.
Would it be more damning if it was like a burnt piece of fabric, like from her gloves?
I don't know, I think a garter is pretty.
That's,
garter.
that's pretty bad.
I think that's about.
I love it. Yes. All right. Exchanges. Good. The Duke has stood up, offered his arm to Ms. Booker to head out to the gardens. Von Karma would follow dutifully behind, I would assume.
Respectfully 5 feet away.
Of course. And not a moment later, one of the servants, I'm going to say that this fucking servant, this servant's an asshole.
This snitch.
This fucking snitch.
This fucking snitch.
It's played by the butler from last season.
Yes.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
He's
Evil
that guy that
butler
always plays the
returns.
asshole in everything.
Yes. In everything. It doesn't even like announce anything, just walks very calmly and quietly over to the Baroness and bows and then sort of murmurs something in her ear and then like reaches into their pocket and pulls out this garter.
The crepes are lovely.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Put that away.
They'll bow and leave the room quickly. Very quickly.
I assume you saw that. What
Yes.
on our Lord's green earth have you been getting up to?
I don't believe we should be discussing such matters in front of my dear sister.
Avalon, we will discuss what I want when I want. And you will do as I tell you. What was that?
Earmuffs, Morrigan.
What's going on?
I believe it belonged to Miss Booker.
I'm sorry, would you like to run that by me again?
Really leaning into this tag.
Today.
You know, what I do in my private time, I don't believe is really any of your business.
Everything you do is my business. And everything your Miss Booker does is my business. With my name on your back.
Perhaps it fell off.
Are you really so incompetent?
Right. It wasn't a...
What?
It was nothing.
That is not nothing.
What are you asking me to say, Mother?
I am asking why one of my staff brought a garter into my dining room while cleaning out your carriage. And you seem to think it belongs to Miss Booker. Enlighten me, Avalon, now.
I gave her a ride back from town, the other night.
And the two of you were in town together. For what purpose?
For drinks and socializing.
Oh, so now we're socializing in public with the staff. And apparently leaving our private business lying everywhere.
You're right.
Unbelievable.
It was inappropriate.
It is inappropriate. Just yesterday, came to me, asking for a place in this family. And this is how you behave. You disappoint me.
I don't see what such matters have to do with my position in the conversation we had the other day.
Well, they have everything certainly to do with that woman and the impression she's leaving on your sister. Perhaps you ought to take one more carriage ride with Miss Booker, while she is still in my employ.
Mother, that's going too far.
And who are you to tell me what is too far? End of discussion.
Avalon just stands up from the table and leaves.
So in the garden,
While I'm inside threatening to fire myself,
yes.
I'm also out in the
Felt like I was
garden.
being yelled at by my actual mother there. That was very scary.
It was very scary. I was very scared.
Good.
The Duke is attempting further conversation, but does seem to be a little bit less nervous now that it's just the two of you and Von Karma. It truly is quite the estate. Do you like it here?
I do, yes, very much. It's quite lovely, especially in the springtime.
Yes, I can see. Do tell me, how long have you been employed here?
A few months as a tutor to the young Miss Cross.
Oh, yes. I believe you had said not in the magical arts, but in the mundane, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Mathematics, English, manners, which we are still working on.
All young people should be encouraged in their curiosity, in my opinion.
I quite agree.
I do find it odd, however, seeing as you are quite a powerful magic user yourself.
Yes, the Baroness has certain people she would like her children learning from, quite above my station.
You seem to be a extremely powerful transfiguration user, am I correct?
Transmutation, yes.
I beg your pardon being so forward. One of my proclivities, abilities, is to sense the strength of magic in others.
Oh, that's quite useful.
He tended to be on the battlefield, most certainly. Otherwise, it's nothing more than a parlor trick, really.
Yes, well, my sort of magic is not necessarily welcomed in all circles, given its history.
Why ever not? Ah.
Mostly old wives' tales, but some rumors stick, unfortunately.
I see. Von Karma could tell you of the stigmatization of certain magics, for certain. Isn't that right, Von Karma?
Von Karma just nods his head. He's hanging out underneath a willow tree because the sun hurts.
Understand.
Poor guy. Yes, it's quite unfortunate.
Well, if you are ever looking for a different position, potentially, well, it's not something I necessarily discuss in public matters, but I have a ward myself, who I would be quite pleased to be taught all necessary magics.
Oh, yeah, I'll think on it.
Please do.
Thank you.
Of course. It's my duty as a patron to my ward to make sure that he's brought up as best as possible.
Yes.
Well, are there any other quite shaded trees? I fear we might need to find another place for Von Karma to feel comfortable.
Yes, there's quite a nice grove down this way.
Lovely. All right, there.
I'm doing my best, sir.
Of course.
Think of me as nothing more than a bat on the wall.
Lord Von Karma, have you ever thought of investing in a parasol?
They weren't in vogue when I was still alive, but yes, your recommendation, a parasol might be needed.
I find them quite lovely.
If you have any recommendations, I am all ears.
Are you familiar with Spraya?
Yes, I'm very quite familiar with them. The hook. Sadly last season, but...
Brighter is the best. And they shall meander off to another part of the garden. When inevitably they need to come back inside for the meal. How does that go?
Great. I would like to spend one of my reputation conditions.
Well, I may want to spend a token, and it may not negate spending the reputation condition, but if there's any time in between, it's like, okay, we've come back inside, give, Jessamine a minute to go freshen up, the Duke time to, give them some time apart. Morgan would like to go and find Jess to talk to her.
Oh.
So, is this amenable to you? So I think probably back in your rooms or something, or maybe you've been given fancier rooms that the servants are attending you in, but Morgan knocks at the door.
Come in.
Miss Booker?
Morgan, yes, come in.
Something happened after you and the Duke went on your walk.
What's wrong?
One of these servants brought something in to show to my mother. I think it was a garter. Perhaps even, well, according to Avalon, it was your garter. And the servant said they found it in a carriage.
Did you say according to Avalon?
Yes, that's what they said. I'm not entirely sure I understood what was happening. They were clearly talking around the subject, but Avalon tried to say that it was nothing, and the Baroness said that it was, always her business. What was happening between Avalon and one of her employees?
And did they say what that was?
I'm not entirely sure, but they were clearly upset with each other, and Avalon stormed out.
That does sound like Avalon. It's all right, Morgan. From what you're telling me, I think perhaps your sibling and your mother might have had a misunderstanding.
I hope that's all it was. I know they don't get along, but I thought they were trying of late.
Well, it's going to take more than just one brunch for them to stop bickering. They'll be all right. You needn't worry about it. Avalon's already said, it's nothing.
Right. Okay, I thought you should know, and I would so hate if Mother let you go because of this.
Did she say something like that?
I'm not entirely sure, but she said something about Avalon taking one more carriage ride with you while you were still employed.
Right. Do you remember when we spoke about figures of speech, metaphor?
Right.
It's sort of like that.
Okay. I don't know what figures they're speaking of, but it's.
You know
it
how
sounds
your
like you
mother
understand.
is.
Right. Well,
A very
Just-
smart woman.
yes. Well, I thought you should know before you went back in to see her.
I appreciate it so very much, Morgan. Please don't worry.
All right. I'll try not to. And I'll ask you when we're in there. But how was the stroll with the Duke?
It was very lovely. Quite nice. Poor Lord Von Karma did have to hide under the trees, though. In the sun.
Oh dear. Right. Well, I'll leave you to it to get ready. And my mother is anxiously waiting to have the meal, so I'd better get back there.
Oh, Morgan,
Yes.
I had Ophelia save you some extra sweet buns in the kitchens. After the meal.
All right.
Okay? Go on.
Morgan will leave. 99% oblivious of the bombshell she has dropped. I can also give give an additional token to Avalon, perhaps. Maybe they deserve one.
Hey, where's Avalon right now?
Yeah, where is Avalon right now?
Oh, brooding somewhere.
Can I spend a token to find you?
Yes.
Snitch?
In the other powder room, you're doing great. You're doing fine.
I
Dusting him.
feel like I'm talking too much, but then I feel like there's too much silence, and I just thank you for
Doing
being
fine.
here.
Keep the conversation going.
Yes, of course.
Look at me. Look
Yes.
at me. You're doing fine.
Does he have the magic of just like
You are the captain now.
I am the captain now.
You're the colonel.
I am the colonel now.
Can I use vampire charm to give him a boost in confidence?
Yes, because yes, you can.
I want to be this man's hype man.
I just want the Duke to be
Yeah.
happy.
I just want the Duke to
Jimothy.
be happy too. Poor Jimothy. Yes, you give him a little boost of confidence. I love it.
No.
Go find Avalon.
Avalon's in their study, probably.
Knock on the
Perfect.
door. No, I don't. I walk in.
I was gonna say, that's very polite of you.
There's nobody else up here.
Oh, I don't need anything right now. I'm.
Slams the door. You
Oh,
snitch.
I.
Do you know who came and told me what happened? Your sister.
I asked Mother to speak privately about.
Oh, do you know the conversation I just had to field? I'm going to lose
I'm
my
sure.
job because of you.
No, it will smooth it over. It's.
How?
I don't know.
What is wrong with you? What if
The
someone
servant
shows you a
walked-
garter they've pulled out of the carriage and you say, "Oh, Mother, don't worry, that's tutors." It's not. What's so funny?
I wasn't thinking at the time.
Are you ever
It
thinking?
just sort of. Occasionally, yes.
Apparently not about the right things.
We can play this off. Nothing happened. I told her nothing happened.
Except something did happen. A lot
She
of
doesn't have
things
to-
happened. Avalon,
She doesn't have to know that.
I think she already does.
She doesn't have to know the extent of it.
Okay, and you'll be fine because you have the cross name on your back.
Barely, she might hire assassins to take me out at this point.
If she doesn't, I'm going to.
I I'm sorry. Truly. I was caught off guard in the moment. Everything's going fine with the Duke, I suppose, and that is leverage that I'm assuming Mother wants more than her petty squabbles with me.
Oh, yes, everything's going smashingly with the Duke. He's here for a courting brunch and he offers me a tutor job.
Well, he seems a bit dense, but perhaps we can use the situation to smooth things over. As long as things are going fine with the Duke, Mother won't have anything to complain about.
I will never ride in a carriage with you ever again so long as I live.
Oh, come on, it wasn't all that bad.
No, but apparently you can't keep your mouth shut. I can hear your mother's voice in my head.
Right.
Something about the help, probably.
You're not far off. I would deal with Mother. I've been dealing with her and my messes for a long time.
Oh, and how's
She
that
gets
working out for you?
I'm still alive. She gets angry, she fumes and breaks some things, and then she moves on because she has more important things to do. So, as long as she sees benefit to you being around, which there is plenty of that, she's not going to fire you.
See if you ever see those benefits ever again.
Right. Again, I apologize.
Wait, did you want to? I didn't expect you to make that face.
I mean, I enjoyed our time together.
Oh, really? Because I'm pretty sure you told your mother it was nothing.
Okay, what would you have said in my position?
I wouldn't have named names. I would have lied, Avalon.
And
I would have said I
normally
have no idea where that came from. It's not that difficult to come up with.
You're right. I do enjoy the time that we spent together, outside of the carriage and all of that, and getting to know you more. And I don't want to see you go.
Then we have to fix this.
I suppose I could just kill her.
Can we at least make that one plan B? Really don't want to be arrested.
I will smooth things
Again.
over. Continue your courting of the Duke, and I will deal with Mother. As long as he's around, she's not going to yell at you.
I'm not afraid of her yelling. It's when she gets
Well.
quiet I get worried.
Right. Go ahead and return to the brunch. We shouldn't come back together. I will make an appearance in a few moments.
All right. You owe me so much.
Yes,
How
I
was
do.
I supposed to explain that to Morgan?
I'll deal with Morgan too.
No, she's dealt with. Don't bring it up again.
All right, I won't.
Fine. I'm going. Do you know?
Oh, very good tutor.
Don't speak to me.
Jessamine exits. Yeah, I feel like I just got yelled at. That was great.
Anyone else want to yell at me today? Because Savannah's just doing an old.
No, you did
With
this one.
multiple
This was-
characters. It's great.
You did this.
I did do this, and I don't regret any of it.
Do I have Morgan go and find Avalon and just having picked up some of it, just yell at them?
You hurt Jessamine's feelings.
Say you're sorry.
Basically.
Jessamine, you return just as the Duke and Von Karma have exited another powder room. The Duke offers you his arm to enter the now formally set dining room for the brunch. Pull out your chair, sit across from you, which is appropriate. Von Karma at his right. And when does the Baroness enter? When do the rest of the crosses enter?
Avalon comes like a respectable amount of time after after Jessamine has returned from a different entry to the just trying to put as much distance between the two of them as possible.
So the Baroness probably comes in last. Seems like what she would do.
I imagine she's not happy seeing Avalon sitting at the table again.
Nope.
Morgan probably came in between Avalon and the Baroness and is probably seated next to Avalon.
Everyone is seated for what now may be the most awkward brunch that's ever been had. Again, we just keep topping ourselves for the most awkward. Any other conversations for the brunch?
If it gets too awkward, Von Karma will offer some stories from the last 100 years or so.
Lovely. It's gonna get. I don't even have to say it could. It will. It will get awkward.
I think Avalon maybe puts on a more of a show during this part of this, trying to make things normal by like engaging in conversation with the Duke and having and Von Karma and asking questions and stuff and trying to be a model host since Mother isn't going to be. I have to play into the socialite a little bit, I guess. So.
Oh, yeah. And the Duke appreciates it. Will answer questions, go into conversations about being in the military. And on their end, other than, they just sort of assume that the Baroness is going to be the worst in general. So they were sort of expecting that. Otherwise, they seem to enjoy themselves quite thoroughly.
It's the only person at the table enjoying themselves.
I think by the end of the meal, adjourn for brandy and coffee. Still more lovely conversation. They will eventually begin to say their goodbyes. Bow to everyone. Thank you so much again for having us both. Perhaps you would care to call on us at our estate, Ms. Booker?
Of course, yes. Thank you for the invitation.
Wonderful. We shall put forth arrangements forthwith. A pleasure as always, my lad, Baroness. Lovely. Miss Cross. We bid you adieu. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Good day. Bow their way out with like the doors close and they, how was that? Was that?
You did fantastic. I'm so very proud of you.
All right. Let's go home.
On Karma best hype man.
He's such a proud dad right now.
Aw. And they exit.
Savvy gonna have to yell at herself, huh?
Avalon said they were going to try to smooth it over, so...
I
Yeah.
think Morgan will go to Jess and say, Miss Booker, you said there was something for me after the meal. Can you take me there now?
Right. Yes. We will do that right now. Don't want to wait. Out.
As soon as they're gone, there's a long, awkward pause with just the Baroness and Avalon sitting at the table before Avalon clears their throat and says, I think that was a rather pleasant brunch. What, still angry?
Do you have something of import to say?
Fine. I will be frank. It seems like that went well. I assume you have some reason for trying to push this relationship, or this arrangement between Miss Booker and the Duke?
Yes, Avalon.
If I help facilitate that, perhaps call upon the Duke and offer ties of our family name and make further promises. Should the arrangement be honored, I assume that would go some way to smoothing this over.
I do not want this riding on the back of that woman and this relationship.
She seemed to handle herself well.
Your point being?
It seems that he fancies her. I would recommend letting this continue. It would be beneficial for our family. You would likely have to offer her a position of more import within the household to solidify our tie. But such a strong tie with the Duke would benefit us for the future. I do have a thing. One of my, this is a stretch, but the thing I got from my reputation tags, social capital. When you offer connections, relationship advice, and confidence that appears reasonable, they will follow it.
I had
Now,
one
this
I
isn't
was gonna
relation-
use, but you guys did a bunch of other shit.
This isn't like her relationship advice, but it doesn't seem like Mom's really interested in that. so-
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, I think it is a creative use of it, but I'll allow it. I like it. Yeah. Okay. If that seems reasonable to the Baroness.
Yeah, probably. Fine. And what do you suggest?
Well, as I said, within reason, elevate Miss Booker to a higher standing within our household.
Such as?
Such matters are beyond my understanding. But I believe that you might have suggestions.
I'll consider it.
And I will facilitate this by making further arrangements with the Duke. We seem to hit her off pretty well.
That I cannot deny. Though I don't like it. Fine, make your arrangements.
Thank you.
And none of this... What is it they're doing now? Pegasus riding? Absolutely not.
Yes. Understood.
Uncouth. Go. We're done here.
Thank you. Avalon leaves and then goes to take a bath, feeling disgusting.
And on that note, I saw something, RJ. What?
Oh, I was gonna do just one scene with Jarvis.
Oh, okay.
Um,
What do you got for me?
It is a Hawk covert in the town where they can lay low if things are going poorly for them. Zachary's there. Jarvis walks in, lays out a blank parchment on the table, looks over to Zachary, and will cast spell, blowing some smoke on top of it, and slowly a blueprint forms. I'll spend a token for it, but he did get the guard detail for the heist.
Okay. I will say spend a token for this magic. And yeah, Val, you asked the question. Go for it. For wanting this to go well. Our table of magics. We haven't done any magic tokens this evening.
Sorry, what was the...
Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead and take a peek at the table of magics.
Okay.
Have Zach take a token, and go ahead and ask a question from the left.
Who helps you and what do they demand of you?
Ah, man. One of Jarvis's contacts had helped him procure this. And they demand it be taken up as an offering.
Oh. Is this the contact?
Mm-hmm.
The head of family contact, or
The head of family
Okay. Or the big contact.
No, it's the head of family.
Okay, head of family contact. Okay.
We've got 5 minutes where the gods change post. That's the time we need to get in, grab the goods, and get out.
Does Zachary respond through this? Or can he?
Yeah, he's in a covert
Yeah,
with
they're in the room
Jarvis.
together.
Oh, they're in the room together. I misunderstood.
met.
I thought you were sending a message.
No.
It's not a lot of time.
No, it's not. But we've been in worse scrapes. FYI, the head lady says that she wants this as an offering.
I think we can handle it.
I'm going to be on the level with you, brother. I'm contracted to protect this thing.
Who?
Mutual acquaintance. Fey persuasion. But she did say that she just wants it to get there. So we get it there, and then we take it for ourselves.
That's pretty underhanded, even for you.
Contractually, she should have worded it better. Honestly, get it there. Whatever happens afterwards is on the college.
All right. You get me in. I'll handle the dirty work.
Try not to kill anyone this time.
I'll do my best.
And he will basically plop down a college badge that'll let you in somewhere.
Takes it. Pockets it.
Be seeing you?
I'll see you. Pulls up his cloak.
Fade.
You sounds out, bitches! I love it. All right, on that note, then, I think we shall end our session. I'm gonna find some not so spooky music. There we go. Excellent. Well, that I believe technically ends our visitations. We still have some discussions to have about the invitation to the hot springs, but yeah, we'll figure that out next time. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us wherever you are, either live, thank you, chat, or on VOD or on the YouTubes. Thanks for hanging out with us and checking it out. We are here with so much content here on GGK all at a time. Tomorrow, in fact, Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern, Neon Souls. Come check it out, and then we will be taking a bit of a spring break until May the 4th, with perhaps some intermittent things in between. But thank you, everyone. Why don't we go back around? Tell us again where we can find you on the internets, and please give us some stars and wishes this evening. Let's start with Val.
Hello, everybody. I'm Val, the Kraken's Crown. Twitter and Twitch, same as before. You can find me, I guess, tomorrow for Neon Souls, and then I'm off for a week. So join us at 7 o'clock for that. Playing Cypher System, Cyberpunk. Be there. Stars and wishes. I guess my star has to go to Savannah for yelling at me for most of the session. Makes me very upset every time. In a good way. It hits me. And then my wish. My wish right now is to really get into some rom-com hijinks with this whole Duke situation and Jessamine and all of that. Get some sort of like secret relationship while arranging the actual relationship, and again, like some really like full-on rom-com stuff.
Done and done. Excellent. Savvy.
That's me. Hello. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where my streaming schedule is pinned to the top of my page. I'll also be here tomorrow for Neon Souls, and then I'm off for a week because it's my birthday next week. I'm very excited to have some time to relax, but I'll miss you, internet. When I'm not here, you can find me on Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time playing Dungeons & Dragons on twitch.tv/LB Hack'em I can't talk anymore. I've talked so much today. Twitch.tv/LB Hack'em playing D&D. And then on Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you can find me on twitch.tv/Colonomicon playing Monster of the Week. And yeah, otherwise, Thursday through Sundays, I'm here most weeks, except for this coming week. Stars and wishes. My star is gonna go to Hype Man, Manfred Von Karma, because that was just wonderfully positive and somehow calming at the same time. I love Manfred Von Karma. I want him around all the time. And my wish is for heist shenanigans.
Yes.
Many heist shenanigans. All of the heist shenanigans.
I think that can be arranged. RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJS282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and whenever I'm live. Yeah. Stars and wishes. Stars to Alex for handling that nuclear material going up to Jessamine as Morgan. Every time like Morgan's on screen, it's just
all the time. Just if can we do a spin-off of Von Karma and Morrigan and just have them on all the time? They make me very happy.
Who is this sassy small child? It's Morgan. Wishes. High shenanigans. Oh god, the hot springs is gonna be so welcome after this.
I have plans.
Let me have my hot spring episode. Can we have like ping pong in the hot springs, like an anime? That'd be great. Magic ping pong.
We'll talk. There's gonna be some magical options.
Magic beach volleyball.
Yeah. Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, some guy on the internet. I'm usually here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays, but I'll also be back tomorrow to continue my guest appearance in Neon Souls. I'm one of the ones invading the moon, so we'll see how that goes. Oh gosh, stars and wishes. I think star is to Val for blowing shit up on themselves with using a negative tag.
Imploding themselves. Yes.
Yeah. Because we've done some negative tags before, but I don't think they've ever gone like this one went. And
a wish.
Wishes. Ooh.
We have cleared out so many of them. Yes. I was erasing them, but now I'm just striking through them. We've done so many, and I'm very happy.
I think the wish is to see whether or not Jess and Avalon smooth things over between them before Hot Spring Weekend, and if not, if they alert Bernie to this in any way, or if he's going to go and thinking, oh yeah, everything's just fine and dandy.
Everything being said, I feel like the conversation between the two of them went pretty okay.
Oh yeah. I mean,
she was understandably angry, but it wasn't like I'm never talking to you again angry.
This is fair. I mean, I feel like they smoothed things over by being like, but I like you. I want to spend time with you. Which was great. And I have been your Facilitator this evening. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. I am here 7 nights a week, every other Thursday, running this running this shindig. And I will also be here tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern for Neon Souls. I'm in the crew going to the party to kidnap someone. It'll be fun. And romancing the hell out of a certain member of the law enforcement. It'll be great. My star is for Bernie on fire tonight. Just dripping with charisma, like couldn't say anything wrong. Incredible. Just everything. Incredible. And my wish. My wish is to, I don't know, maybe have some coincidental run-ins at the hot spring? Maybe we'll run into some interesting people while we're there. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I have so many plans for the hot springs. I'm so excited. Anyway, thank you ever so much again to my fantastic players, to our fantastic chat, and those of you live with us. Thank you for hanging out and giving us your amazing one-liners. I literally can't look at chat while I'm trying to talk because I will laugh. Much appreciated. We adore you. Come hang out with us tomorrow for Neon Souls before we have a little bit of a spring break for Sammy's birthday. But thanks again, and have a wonderful evening. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.